Who are you inside now? What have we created? What will happen next? What will you be able to do as time goes on? How will your life, your real life, when you're not in a body, having an experience, how's your real life going to be affected when you've had a crank up, a DNA ICUC? What have we done? Well, when we have a consult together, in a DNA ICUC consult, and I crank you up, when I put that energy into you, it changes who you are. Most everyone is soul, but soul is a portion of one of the fields of essence, either Fae, human, or Faeman. And Faeman is a mixture of human and Fae. But when I put my source energy, not spirit, energy, there's not a little piece of me that goes in there, it's just the energy. When I put some of my source energy inside you, and it'll bond with you. When I do that, I'm adding to you animal essence, Fae essence, human essence, Faeman essence, star essence, planet essence, plant essence. Animal essence is extremely strong. And other stuff that's never had any physical or spirit form. It changes you. You are no longer what you were when you were created. So, does that mean you can walk on air? No. Does that mean you're going to turn water to wine? Nothing in the body has ever done that. I know all the talk about JC, but that was actually his primary angel that did that. His primary archangel that actually did it. He made the motions and the angel did it. Not beating up on him, I'm just making a point. Anyway, it increases your power level so much. And what I put in you, 20% of that, this is forever. So what are you? What can you do? I can't tell you. I cannot accurately tell you while I'm this piece of me, the strongest, smartest piece of me, but it's a teeny little, just like you. We're all the same way. The strongest and most intelligent little piece of ourselves is in these bodies. The rest is flowing out everywhere. While I'm stuck having to deal with this conscious physical mind, I can't tell you. But I can tell you I can tell you your frequencies because I see it. They go through the roof. Your strength, your fortitude, it just takes off. Your abilities get much, much stronger. You're able to do more than you ever thought before. There's so many people out there that I've cranked up that put their energy into people going up and down through the spine. You can take two people, get a couple, put them back to back, and then stick your hands out whoops, let's see. There we go. Take your fingers like this. Take your fingertips and your palm is where the energy comes out in and out through your hands. And you put that around here's the people here, back to back. So the spines are close together. Aim at the spine and go at the very base and go slowly all the way up. Running a bar, you make a bar of energy with hands and you go all the way up. Right now my fingertips are super hot. I go all the way up and go right up towards the top. And they can feel that. Both of them feel it when you do that. You can get sneaky and go behind people. When you set it up to happen, you can get a camera, but you don't want them to see what you're doing. And do it with friends. But you have to be honest with each other, okay? And if you're not honest, what are you doing? Come on. The only thing that any of us have that no one can take from us is our honor, our love, but mostly our honor. Now, make a bar of energy like this, okay? And you go from behind, and then you slowly move it through the head, and you'll see their eyes move or twitch a little bit, or, you can see a movement. As long as you make it like this, as long as you feel your fingers strong and hot, when you do that, they're going to feel it. Okay? Some people are more sensitive than others. That doesn't mean they're strong. It doesn't mean they're weak. They're sensitive. It's not a bad thing unless they're too sensitive, and then it's still not a bad thing. They just need to learn how to develop it better. I've done that with a lot of people that have heart energy. The 3 different energy fields in us that are the main power producers. There's pineal, heart, and solar plexus, or gut. So there's now thousands of people running around like that. I've cranked up over 4,000 people. I've touched everyone here on this planet. Everything. With my energy, doing stuff. Anyway, guess didn't really mean to say that, but I'm here to help. I'm almost out now, and then I'll really be of proper. I'll be able to do what I need to do finally. So, in the meantime, while I'm stuck here, just started cranking people up again. But who you are is not the same. It's not just your power level that's stronger. Your depth of understanding and everything else changes. Those books I wrote, I'm not an author. I'm not a writer. I am an author because I've published works, but I am not a writer, okay? I do the best I can. And the first 2 books I wrote, I'm still dealing with stuff I have to fight with on and off, and some of it is good people, as spirit, good people, but they're screwing up and won't leave me alone. So I have to grab a bunch of them and just take them and throw them somewhere. And there's trillions of them out there, so it's a non-stop process. It'll never change until I get out of the body. But I don't have the issues I used to have. The hard fighting is over. So there's never been a better time. You've never had the freedom and the free will that you have now. And when you've been cranked up, when you've had source energy put inside you, it changes who you are. The sky doesn't turn orange and blue and green and purple, and it changes in a real way. It has real meaning, real depth. You no longer look at life the same way because it's not the way you've been thinking it. We've all been told the way things are. And that was done by the original angels, and that was done through the command of the original first being, male and female. All that's gone. So what can you do? I don't know, but you know what? All I can say is, why don't you really work it? Why don't you really push yourself to see what you can do? The more you keep pushing, the more you're going to be able to do because you learn. When we have a consult, or when I just put that energy into you, I did it for a reason, a good one. And the more you push it, the more it's going to help you. The more you use it in a compassionate, positive manner, the stronger it's going to get. Now there's limits, but you're going to keep getting stronger. I've had a lot of people ask me about that, what can I do now? And I said, well, you can't crank someone up because you have to be literally sourced to start with, because you have to have that power level. It's not just the power level, it's the understanding of the frequencies and everything else. And then I have to go into you and make you stronger so you can do it. But other than that, still everything else, the healing and everything else, it's unreal. And you evolve. And when you have children, especially if the husband and wife or man and woman have, before they get together and create a child, if they've been cranked up, they had a DNA ICUC, and if you get one, it's going to be from me. There will be others doing that after I leave. Deanna can already do it. Try to talk right. But there will be others doing it, okay? But if you've had that and then you have children, they receive the benefit of your new DNA. It's human DNA from this planet, but it evolves. I don't want to tell you how many years. If I said 1,000,000,000,000 years into the future, you'd say crazy BS, whatever. It changes who you are. I'll just leave it like that. There are some scientists that I've worked with that have all kinds of equipment. These folks in their field, they're like in the top 10 in the world, okay? And there's test subjects that have been cranked up. You know, the DNA tested, and then you cranked up, and, you know, then you check it again, and then you compare the two. But as soon as this body's dead and I'm gone, then that'll start coming out, maybe 5-8 months later, something like that. I'm in no hurry because it's not going to be about me. So I need to be forgotten, and the rest of you that are doing this, you're the ones that need to get the limelight, that need to be seen. So I'm doing my job, and I got to go. Y'all are not children anymore. First life I ever had was myself and a female part of me, my better half, Lily, primary Lily. We're ancient as all get out, but y'all been around a long time. We've been watching you. You're strong, developed, incredible beings. But right now in these bodies, nowhere. The ETs on other planets, they didn't know either. Everyone was kept the same way. You've been ETs on different planets a lot more than you've ever been on Earth. Sylvia Brown used to look at people and say, oh my gosh, you're an old soul. You've had 53 lives. What she was actually, and I'm not picking on Sylvia, I love her just like I love everyone else. She had a hard life. She was made to do, angels would control us. She was made to do certain things. All of us are. All of us have been. And it was the angels, our primary angels, given to us at birth. Yeah, right. La-di-da. They were put on us to control us. And what they do, I was talking with a nurse today when she was giving me the antibiotic. It's like a 30-minute IV trip. That the original first angels would take their energy to go inside the upper crown, go through it, go through the middle crown, go through the lower crown, go right into the hypothalamus gland of the brain, which is like a nexus of the how your spirit energy flows through the body, and they control that. And they would literally say, you have to run right into that tree head first, and you would literally jump over a car, put your life in a line just to get to that tree and bury your head in it. You knew you had to. They could do that to you and control you like that. And then as soon as you do that, then, or whatever it was, little things, they pull their energy out. And then all of a sudden you're yourself again. And you're like, what the hell? What'd I do that? Excuse me. What'd I do that for? What's wrong with me? Nothing. You were being controlled. So what does that do? It makes you feel think less of yourself. You know, you might even turn around and say, oh, God help me. There's no God. There's no devil. It was all the original first being. Made itself, split itself in half, in almost half, immediately after suffering from loneliness long enough, and then it started creating after that. Loneliness, folks, that's hell. The only hell there is when you're in a body. If you want to understand how your spirit runs through your body, how it connects to all the different organs and everything, that's in the third book of the My Creation series. It's the orange one. The orange one right over there. You can go to thespiritualfoundation.com and see all that stuff. So I'll tell you what, if a man and a woman get a DNA ICUC, and then I have a couple spheres hanging around, I'm not saying everybody do this. I'm not trying to get you to spend your money. You don't have to spend a penny of this. You do not have to spend a penny of this to have an awesome life, to wake up, learn more about yourself, and make yourself stronger. It'll never be strong like what I'm talking about through the DNA ICUC, but it doesn't matter. You don't need it. You don't have to have it. But if you want it and you can afford it, it might be silly not to. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the only person who knows that answer is you. For me, there's no pressure. It's like the books. I had to write the books. And like the first book, book one, all the different types of spirit run around, different types of elves and stuff. I had to put that in writing. And as I've been waking up people for the last, I don't know how many years, 11 years. As I've been doing that, they get stronger. They used to contact me and say, Jay, I just saw it. And I said, a ground elf. And they said, yep, a ground elf. I said, it's hanging around the kitchen table, sitting on the end of it, on the edge of it, and then going underneath it and kind of poking around, staring at you, and then got, bored and then went walking off. He goes, yeah, how'd you know that? And I said, I can just go back and watch it happen. If I wanted to, I can see that in his memory, or I can, go back in time and look at it. People, you go through time and space all the time. The vortex and the, no, that's crap, okay? I'll tell you what's not crap. The real you and your abilities. Check this out. This is a nice piece of some celestite, okay? I want you to just relax for a minute. Take a look at the stone. Take some relaxed, full breaths. Don't try to suck in the air. I've got a couple lung diseases, so my soft breath is harsh. But relax, open up, and extend yourself. Just reach out to feel the stone. Go ahead and pause it, and do that, and then come back when you've got a good look at it and you've actually gone to it. Okay, now as you do that, and you can feel the stone. Number one, you're not here with me. I did this, and I made a video. I did this way before you ever watched the video. It could be 10 years, could be 100 years from now. But you can feel it. So you went through time, and you're also not here in the studio with me. Bedroom, studio, whatever. For what little it is, it's my studio. You're not here either, so you had to go through space. People, you're all amazing beings. This is something I really enjoy doing because it's a little more relative to my last life. It's Gandhi. I'm talking with people, trying to get them to feel better about themselves, to understand and appreciate themselves better. Creation was made wrong. It was made abusive for the wrong reason, for selfish reasons, for the first being. Partially out of sickness, and then eventually didn't care, just wanted praise. But anyway, there's stuff about that in books. I feel bad because of what they went through, and there was nothing to control that. But they wouldn't stop, and they kept abusing me, and the fight went down, and fight's over, they're gone. So this energy that I have, that I give you, it is very strong, it's very loving, it's protective, but it has all the frequencies everywhere. I don't have a lot of female frequencies. I'm a little over 97% male spirit, my frequencies. So and when Deanna and I crank up these spheres, she puts that female in there, and Deanna, her spirit, who she is inside, came from me and the lilies. So in a way, she's like my daughter, but it's not the same thing. If you have a bucket of water and you get an empty coffee cup and you take a coffee cup of water out, the bucket was never pregnant. It doesn't work like that. It's a smaller portion of what is, of what you started with. What I was saying earlier, though, about the spheres and the crank up, optimum situation. If the two people, if the couple are cranked up, get the DNA ICUC, it has a little time to develop, 2-3 months, 3 or 4 months would be wonderful, and then they conceive and have children. They have the benefits of that DNA. Plus these spheres, especially these new spheres are insane. They're insane. There's not a darn thing wrong with all the ones that I've produced up till now, but these are the cream of the crop. The more I've come out of my body, getting ready to finally get out of here from my last life, I'm seeing the energy moving through the head so clear. There's so much I'm seeing. And then these new stones just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, holy mackerel! The energies are matching. Conduits that go from the scanner down the pituitary gland to this vision field that's in front of your head. That both the scanner energy builds its own field, plus the pineal field also builds up into that scanner. It's a little bit of money, but those 3 books, the Creation series, incredible information. You never find it anywhere else. The rune cards. Talking with spirit, there's no better way to talk with spirit than those cards. Also, using your abilities. The first YouTube channel I had was literally abused by the other side, so it got taken down. I had under 600 videos on it, and we're about to hit 600 videos on this new channel. But that's fine. The first channel, there was so much fighting going on the other side, what I've been through, and when you're going through that, you're aggressive, and you talk to a soldier that's in the middle of a war, and then talk to him when he's home and he's had 10 years to calm down. It's the same person, but it's a whole different. They almost seem like someone else. It's because they're not engaged in that intense struggle. Anyway, I know I might have given you more questions than answers, but when you get this crank up, it changes exactly what you are. What your abilities are, it depends on how much you put into it and what you can get out of it, and who you are, whether you're stronger in heart and everything else. But when you get out of the body, 20% of what I put in you stays in you. It bonds to you. If you take water and then you take a stone and you put the two of them together, well, you're going to have stone in the water. Okay, you can clean it and everything, but it's just going to sit there. If you take water from one bucket and water from another bucket and you pour them together, it's going to mix, it's going to bond. Source has every single frequency there is in it. And when a soul is cranked up by Source, that soul blends in with the rest of the Source. So you're a Source soul. A new type of hybrid and everything. Things are changing. You're going to have the lives you always should have had. And it won't take too long. I just got to get out of here first. There's no one to thank. This is all stuff you should have had offered from the very beginning. And the things that the original first being, male and female, did wrong or abusive, there's reasons that happened that way. I'm not, they didn't stop. They wouldn't stop. And then it kept attacking me. So they got what needed to happen is what happened. That made the angels go crazy, though. The original first angels. There's new ones. Yeah. When I found out what happened, they went nuts. Anyway, those spheres, these new spheres that I'm putting out, max spheres, Deanna and I are putting out, excuse me, let me rephrase that. They're so strong. The field I'm putting into it goes out 20 to 25 feet. The original max spheres, they go out easy 8 foot. The other spheres that I've already made, regular max spheres, I've gone in every one of them and cranked them up more. You put that in the bedroom when you're sleeping. While you're sleeping, it's making you stronger. It's making you stronger and increasing your ability, increasing, giving more ease to your access to your own abilities. It helps you use them more. It makes you more fluid with who you really are. It helps your energy flow through your body. What runs your body? What runs the body? There's no electrical cord. There's no battery. You run that physical body. It's a trap. You can't get out of it, but you run it. You are the battery. So, book 3, all that stuff's explained. Well, again, not trying to get you to throw your money around and waste it all. First is necessities, taking care of yourself. That's what matters. As time goes on, things will change more and more, and it's going to be easier and better for everyone. A couple thousand years from now, these physical bodies will be all but totally gone. There'll be about 10% of them left. Because you're going to be having lives in other universes as in new spirit bodies like the Fae. So, after you get a DNA ICUC, who are you? You're you, but you're a new you. If you're thinking about getting a DNA ICUC, one of these last ones before I get out of this body, talk with your spirit guides. Trust your gut feeling. What do you see? What do you feel? And if you can't afford it, please don't. Take care of what's important. Okay, this is important to help you, but I'm talking about bills, necessities. Everyone's going to get an upgrade when I get out of here, as soon as I straighten things out. So, and then again, if you go to the spiritualfoundation.com and you hit the little button for the QEEG, quantitative electroencephalogram, it'll show you a QEEG that I did on a really cool person, Martin Pera. He was out in Sweden. And you look at this is his writing and everything. It's what he sent me. And he paid for it. I did something nice to help him out, but I didn't have the money at the time. And I was so happy, honored that he'd do that with me, for me. It's with me, and it's for me, it helps me, but it's helping me help you, okay, to understand. And when I'm gone, there's other people that are going to be doing this. I'm creating the situation to make sure it'll happen. I'm making it happen. And when I'm gone, I'm free of this body, where I'm actually everywhere, more of me anyway, it's going to be maintained. This slavery thing is gone. But you can look at it, you can see it. All the numbers are there, the data sheets, the diagrams and everything. The one diagram where it's got, there's more blue in the heads, it looks, at one point you look at it and it seems like, gee, this picture over here has more different energy. Maybe that's actually stronger when Jay wasn't in there. And then you look at the scale for the energy when I was not in his, when I wasn't in his brain, and it might say 1 to 74 or something like that. And then you look at the scale when I went into his brain, it's 1 to what, 13, 1400. I don't know what else to say. Stones are really important too. Starosinites all over the planet, especially here in Georgia. Just finding a couple pieces and put one on each side in the pocket, it helps you get a lot stronger. Well, folks, I'm going to run. That's what's been going on. And for my part, it's just about over. But I started it. So, and I did it to make it happen and continue. It's going to keep happening. So, other people will be doing it. It will, I just saw someone, other people will be doing it. They'll be really helping you out, making you stronger. There is, I will say, there's a difference between me and anyone else. But anyway, if nothing else, taking the time to relax, take some nice full breaths, open up and just float, just flow out of your body and go running around. It's safer than it's ever been. There's still some problems right now after this body's dead, after this body drops and I'm free. 3 to 4 months afterwards, after the new format of compassion and honor, equality, that's going to be a very strict thing. So it's time for change. None of you are children anymore. You're old. All of you are older, experienced, wise. You need your freedom. And the biggest part of that step has already been taken. So, anyway, you all come up with your own names for this new type of being that you've become, but you're no longer soul. By pure definition, by energy frequencies that I see inside you, you're no longer soul. Our friends, ETs, they literally flow to people that have been cranked up. They're running around people's houses, coming in, coming down low. That's funny. Folks, love you, man. Take care and have a good night.